Welcome back to the channel, friends. Today we're going to be taking a look at the mobile game Price of Glory. This is a hexagon grid turn-based strategy game purely for mobile. Now, the easiest way to summarize this game is it's easy to learn but hard to master. The strategy is deceptively deep and every move counts. Now, what's particularly unique about this game is if you get good enough at it, you can actually compete in tournaments for cash prizes. Nothing quite like getting paid for your superior strategy, I suppose. Now, if you want to check out this game for yourself, you can certainly do so. I'm going to be flashing up a QR code on your screen right now. And all you got to do is scan that. It's going to bring you to a download link for the game. The game is 100% free to download and play, of course. And if you use that link to install the game and play it, it actually does benefit the channel a little bit. So I'd greatly appreciate that if you're interested in the game. Now, as far as what we're doing with this game and the channel, I'm going to be bringing you a two-part sponsored video series. So the first video is going to be the basics, right? We're going to be going up against an AI opponent. We're going to learn the basics of battle, and I'm going to show you how to play the game. And then the second video is going to actually be the opportunity to compete in a cash tournament with the developers of the game. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to give it my best. We're going to see how it goes. So first video is going to be the basics. Second video will be that tournament, and we'll see how it all shakes out, I suppose. So let's hop on in, smash the like button if you like the content. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, right? Let me know if you think that your boy has what it takes to claim the top prize. We'll definitely see. I mean, it is up against the developers of the game, right? The people that made it. But as I always do here, my friends, I'm going to give it my best. So let's go. All right, so I'm going to be doing the middle amateur training. And my setup's a little bit different, right? I'm using an iPad, so it's a little bit different here, but we're having fun. So our faction is the Versailles, the Honor Bound, okay? And then our hero, so this is actually an important selection. So there's several different ones, and they do different things. So this guy, Elspar here, he's got an AoE attack, which is nice. We got Blix. This guy will actually mind control units, which is pretty cool. This guy's all about tentacles, right? So he will burrow and then spawn tentacles. And then Warp right here, this guy will actually teleport units around the map. I think we'll go with Elspar. I've been kind of using him as I'm learning how to play this game. And I'm still very green at this game, of course. So let's use Elspar. I do like his AoE attack. And as far as our map here today, we got the Zarzara Desert, the Gormley Wood, Mount Bosk, which appears to be very, very large. We got the Saren Reach, Desolation Pass, and then Kraskia, Ruins in the Ice. So, just real quick on the map, right? You can see the red zone and the blue zone. That is where you spawn. And then effectively what you're trying to do is destroy the other enemy's base. So I think we can play on the Ice Realm. Let's do it, and let's go. Alright, so the game kind of gives you a little preview into the base. Your base does have 5 HP, okay? And we have to destroy the enemy base to win. If our base is destroyed, we lose. Now, just real quick. So this is our map. This is our enemy base right here, as you can see right on your screen. This little red node right there. Well, I guess let's start with the features I can interact with. So this blue node right here, this is where you summon units. And we have 6 unit types. Each has a cost of mana. Now, you will see that our hero, right, our commander, Elspar here, he is an available unit to summon onto the field. He does cost 7, so this little swirly orb thing below his portrait, that is the mana cost. He's got 1 HP, he's got 3 move, and then his attack does 1 damage on the splash, okay? But you'll actually find that the target that he actually hits with his attack will do 3 damage, and then it spreads from there to 1 splash damage. Pretty nice. Next up, we have the Knight, 4 HP, 2 move, 3 attack. A very sturdy option, cost 4. We have the ranged units, so 1 HP, just 1 move, but does have 3 range and does 3 damage. So it's a pretty strong option, just it's limited by its mobility. Next up, we have the Soldier, 3 HP, 3 move, does 2 damage. We have the Healer here, 1 HP, 3 move. And the special thing about him is he can actually heal units, and in doing so, he will restore them fully to their max HP, and then give them 1 additional, okay? So a Knight's with 4 HP can actually go up to 5. And then you have the Scout, superior move on the Scout, 1 HP, 1 attack, but 5 move. Quite nice. Now, what we're doing here is we can summon units at this tile. We obviously want to defend our base, and then we want to push. So, the game does give you a few units to start off with, and then there's these points right here. So this is an Anemo Vortex, and what this means is it's going to give us more mana per turn if we can control it, okay? So we have 5 mana. If you look in the bottom left corner there, we do have 5 mana. It's called Anemo, okay? And effectively, it's the currency to do everything. It's the currency to summon units, it's the currency to move units, and it's the currency to attack with units as well. Now, should we defeat an enemy unit, we do get 1 Anemo back. So it's kind of like this tug-of-war balance. How are you spending your resources? And are you killing enemy units with those resources so you can kind of recoup and then summon more units or move more units around? So that is kind of the deep strategy, the deceptively deep strategy, I suppose. That was a little interesting to me when I first discovered it. So let's go ahead and let's move our soldier. Let's move him in. Looks like we have some dead terrain here. There's holes in the middle. That's completely fine. Let's move him in. And as you can see in the bottom left corner there, it does cost us 1 Anemo. And then we have our knights. So I think what I want to do here is we have this healer. I'm going to give a heal buff to the knight to give him 5 HP. So I'm going to move my healer right here. And he can buff up the soldier next turn. But let's buff up the knight. Okay. And let's get the knight on this zone. So all you're doing is you're selecting your unit. You're selecting the tile you want to move to. Given that you can move, of course. And then selecting confirm. And then for our last remaining mana point, let's go with the scout. I do like the long move range of the scouts. And the way the fog of war works in this game is your units can uncover fog of war in their move range, okay? So the scout has 5 move range, so it can uncover 5 squares in front. And you definitely want to scout in this game. Looks like the AI is taking up the position that you knew that they would take up, of course, on their little Anemo well. So let's kind of push in this direction, I suppose, and try to see if maybe I can get some eyes on it. So the knight obviously doesn't move super far, which is good for me. But I'm sure they have a scout. I would almost guarantee they have a scout. Of course, our scout has 1 HP. Ideally, what I do here is we get our knights and soldier to converge on the enemy knight, and we take him out. But we'll definitely see. I want to see if I can uncover some of this fog of war. Let's bump the scout over. Probably don't want to dis. So I'll bump the healer over here, and then we can buff up the scout. And let's bring aboard another soldier. Completely fine with that. And let's see what they do. Alright, so they shift the knight over, okay. So the knight can, of course, attack the soldier if I'm out of position with them. So what I want to do is, I want to move. I think we can probably push mid here. And I'm going to get my healer over this way. Start fortifying some of our units. So let's fortify this guy. Yes. And I've got 2 remaining. Could get another healer. Could also get another soldier. Let's get another soldier. Alright, so they're coming around the other side here. I did not see that coming, but that's okay. We can actually take this guy out. So he does capture my well momentarily, but he's going to find out, right? He's going to find out what happens. Alright, so they got a couple of units there. See, fog of war and scouting is huge in this game. Or so I found. So let's get some supports over this way. I'll probably just leave my knights in the middle there to help bolster and fortify and just shut off this lane. And let's go ahead and get you some healing as well there, pal. Looks like one of my soldiers is going to fall, which is okay. You do have to trade, right? You do trade in this game quite a bit. And just remember, when you do defeat an enemy, you get an Anemo point back. So this guy can actually one-shot this soldier, which is good. Let's have the knight one-shot him. Bam. Alright, nice. Let's move you right. Let's move you right here. Bam. Okay. I'll actually try to I'm new to streaming my iPad. Haven't really done that too much. So I'll try to zoom in on the action. Let's bump you back. Let's go ahead and end our turn. Okay, so what do? They're spawning more soldiers, which is fine. Looks like they're trying to push west. Well, I mean, we got a pretty good push going east. I don't necessarily dislike this. I think we want to let's get an archer out there. Just for some like home defense. And let's push with the knight, man. Let's push. Let's do this. Alright, so what's he gonna do? So he's pushing up with his knights. Okay, well, we do have the archer in place, which is good. It's a good solution for the knights.
Yep.
Although I do get a little concerned about a scout just waiting in the darkness. I think maybe if we go right here with our scout, we can uncover some of the fog of war. So we can make a more informed choice. Okay, so there is no scout over there. Yeah, it looks like we're going to be able to crash on the base hard. So this gives me the freedom to move over here with the archer to threaten the knights. And then I think what I want to do is let's get another knight back home. Let's do that and let's see how he reacts to this. Okay, so spawns out a soldier. Yeah, just pushing hard. Okay, so he calls in a scout, but he doesn't attack with them, which is interesting, I guess. You don't want to spend the mana point to do so.
Haha.
I mean, I see what he's trying to do. He's trying to bait in my scout. We can bump the scout back one. Or actually, we don't necessarily need to do that either. I could move my knight. I could pull him over and we could attack. Let's do that. Let's pull the knight over. Bam. Get wrecked. And let's get another knight back home. Alright, summoning in the knight. Sometimes it takes a moment. I don't know if it's my iPad. It is kind of old. And let's go ahead and let's save this scout. Let's get the scout up this way. Let's get him right here. Bam. Alright, so they have an archer. Their archer's going to probably step up and take the shot, I would think. We'll see what happens. Never mind. Doesn't. I can actually attack his archer. I think this is probably what we want to do. Let's get in there. Let's get aggressive. Bam. That's right. Get wrecked, archer. Let's move our knight up. Let's move this knight over here. Okay, that is good. I think I'm going to get my healer in close. So he can heal one of these two targets. Let's get him right there. And then let's go like full scout. Let's go full scout, man. Alright, uncover that fog of war. Alright, so our knight takes a hit. Alright, so this guy comes up and hits the knight as well. Alright, so they got double hits on the knight. That's not good, but we do have this knight in the middle position, which is going to be useful. And let's see, like, I can get... I could get a soldier... Soldier and a knight can take out one of their soldiers. These guys do have 4 HP, of course. Could also just keep my push going eastward here. It looks like we can actually damage their base. Maybe not fully, but if I commit to this, I mean, we can... I think I probably do want to commit to this. I mean, why wouldn't I strike the base? Why not, right? Let's bump this knight down. Let's hit this guy. Bam. Okay. Now I can get the kill and we can restore 1 mana points. And then what are we doing with that 1 mana points? I'm probably down in Archer, is what I'm looking at, most likely. I could also go on his spawn point. Maybe I can't go on the spawn point. I can't zip through a unit. It makes sense. Let's move you here. And let's recover 1 point of mana. Bam. We're actually in a pretty good spot. So he's gonna probably get a hit on my base as well, I would think. But if I go... if I move my scout right here, we should be able to just tee off on the base next turn, I think. Alright, so the base takes a hit. The archer falls as I thought it would. Scout's coming up. Alright, so the knight goes over and takes care of the scout, and I think we won. Oh, it is just an AI opponent, but I think we won this one. Because the knight's going to be able to simply strike down the base, and ya boy wins. Now, this is good practice because, I mean, I'm actually recording these videos back to back. So, I'm doing this first, and then we're going on into a tournament, so, against the person that made the game. So, not bad. Not bad to get a little greased up, get a little loose. So let's go ahead and select the training tab again. And let's do another amateur training. And I actually didn't even need my main hero in that one. I think in this game it's important to sort of consider. So if I'm going to lose a scout, say, let's make sure that scout can take out a unit that costs more than the scout, right? It's all about the mana balance. So I think we can do another one with Elspar. And let's see, so we got the Zarzara Desert, seems like the most basic one, maybe the Gormley Wood. Let's do the desert. Alright, so the desert's a little more expensive. That ice whirl was a very compact fight. Let's begin things by moving up our knight. And let's get him buffed up. They'll probably want to pull out an archer here. It seems like a decent idea to get an archer on the field. It looks like as we're leveling up, I'm not exactly sure how we're grinding experience, probably just by playing the game, but as we level up, we do get more icons and avatar icons for the profile. Alright, so getting a little bit of scouting would be quite nice. So let's bump you up 1. Okay, so he's got a soldier coming in. Soldier is threatening my healer. I don't like that too much. Let's get the knight in there. Let's bump the healer back. Let's drop down the archer. Let's bump back the healer. Don't want him taking in unnecessary hits. Then let's go ahead and let's deploy another soldier. These guys are sturdy. They're pretty good. I do like the soldiers. Alright, so knight takes a hit. In fact, our knight might be down. We'll see. Is there a scout? Yep. There's a scout, man. Always a scout.
Yep.
Alright, so let's one-shot this guy. Just single tap. Bam. Now, of course, we lost a knight that costs 4 mana. Right, but he's got 5 mana. It'll cost him 5 mana to take it out, so... I think what I want to do is, let's focus... Let's take out that guy. And let's move him right here. Alright, so he's got his knight coming in. Which means we get 1 shot, effectively. No, I could move here and heal up my healer.
Yep.
Or heal up my, soldier. Could go right here and heal him up. I think that's the move. Get a little healing support right here. And then I'm gonna bump the archer back, I think. Don't want this guy running in and... Ah, never mind. Miscalculation. Alright, so his knight is going for my base. I can get a couple of hits on him. I'm not really too worried about this guy because we can summon in another soldier. In fact, let's do this right now. Let's take him out. Let's get some heat on this knight. Alright, so he did sustain damage, of course, but this is where the healer is useful because the healer can actually patch him all the way up. Restore to full HP. So that's gonna be good. Let's go ahead and attack this guy. Bam, get wrecked. I think I want to go up this way. And I think we can maybe try to push on the base. I think so. Let's get a scout to uncover some of the fog of war. And any unspent mana does carry over. So that's quite nice too. Alright, let's see what we're working with here in the darkness. Alright, so it's oriented kind of to the south, which is fine, but of course the units can... He'll probably pull up his units, I would guess. But I mean, I can get a hit on their base, I think. I think you gotta take that. Let's go ahead and heal you up. Let's get a hit on the base. If he's gonna leave it wide open, right? It's the name of the game after all. Destroy the base. And I don't really see a unit in the vicinity. Let's get another soldier. Let's bump him up. Pretty effective turn. We got a lot of zone of control here, right? We got a lot of map control. In fact, the AI just doesn't know any better and false. I suppose you can't leave your base undefended. You gotta be real aware. Bam. Alright, very, very good. Not bad at all. So let's go ahead and let's keep practicing. Let's try another map. And maybe I'll try to get my hero out there this time, so you can see the mechanics of the hero. Let's do Gormley Wood. I mean, so far so good. I don't expect to have this much success against an actual, you know, human, right? Especially a person that made the game. Alright, so we got a lot of units, actually. I mean, this is a pretty obvious first move right here, right? Get this guy in this zone. Got another one right here. It's probably a good spot for the knights. Let's buff them up first. Let's capture that position. And let's bump up the archer one. Let's see what happens here. Alright, level up in face. Fantastic. Although with the Fog of War, there's no face to level up in, I suppose. Let's get up the scout. Let's uncover some of this darkness. Alright, so they got a scout right there in the helm. Scout can, of course, threaten the archer and just my weak back line in general. So let's do this. Let's get you buffed up so you can take a hit from that scout. Let's swing you around. And the 5 move is really going to work against me here, isn't it? Not unless I get a scout of my own. So if I can get this scout in there. I mean, it costs a lot to do so, but we can do it. So let's do it. That's right, get wrecked. And of course, in doing so, we save the archer, which is great. So let's advance with the archer. You got a knight to take out. Alright, so far so good. Alright, so the knight comes in. Leaves himself exposed for the archer shot, though. Alright, soldier coming in. So I think you want to take the shot at the knights, but let's consider all options here. I can't kill him. Now, if I do 2 scouts, we could go 2 scouts and the archer shot for the kill. That's what we do. And we'll see if we can get the hero in as well. Well, let's go. Scout, scout. Send him in. Bam. Then scout. Bam. Oh, actually, I can't. I've only got 1 mana remaining. What's another option? I could take out the healer. We could just take him out. Yeah, that was a mana miscalculation for sure. Let's see, what's another option? I mean, I could send in the scout and kill this guy. I think I want to because he's going to heal up the knight if I don't. Ah, never mind. Right, we only had 1 mana left. Alright, so you always got to keep that in mind, right? It takes 1 mana to move, 1 mana to attack. Something that needs to be front of mind. In fact, we lost big there, man. Alright, soldier's got to uncover. And the knight, of course, gets healed up, as you would think. I think another archer is what we need.
Haha.
Maybe not. Probably another soldier. I mean, that feels right. We're not really in a great position here. I'm going to have to pull my knight up. So let's pull him in right there. Let's see how he handles this. Alright, so archer goes down. That's not good. Didn't want that to happen. And my knight's going to go down too. Yep. And my position gets taken too. Wow. Well, I think one thing that we can certainly do is take out one of these soldiers. The archer was supposed to get that shot on the knight. It was that mana miscalculation that made all the difference, right? So when I said in the intro, it's like every move counts. Like, this is what I mean. So I gotta take out the healer. Could also pinch down on the soldier. Let's do that. I don't like his mobility. And then I'll probably heal up my soldier. Now, things might look just a little bit bleak right here, my friends, so. But the thing about this game is, it can feel bleak. It really can. It can feel like you're really losing the tug of war. But there are ways to sort of fortify. Like, for instance, creating a knight on the home front.
Yep.
So I'm going to move the archer up. I'm going to take a shot at that knight as soon as we're able. Let's go scout here to help us scout. Of course. In fact, why don't I go back here and just take out this healer? This guy might actually be able to attack my base. That wouldn't be good. Well, let's see. So, it's the best thing that we can do. Feels like maybe another archer. The archers just don't have any move, man. So let's go with the soldier instead. And I'll pull my healer back. Let's try that out. This one, of course, isn't going as well as our first 2 matches did. Right, so you would think that the AI would go for the base there, right from this location, but I guess not. Interesting. Alright, you got a job to do, Archer. I need you to snipe this knight. Good attack. So I could use 2 scouts to take out this knight. Which is something that I should definitely do. I just don't like the presence of the knights in my base. Bam. Could also take out his archer. Cancel that, we don't have enough mana left. Right, mana management, man. Basic stuff. Let's go back there with ya. Alright, so he's gonna take the base. Thought that was coming a few turns earlier, even. And soldier goes down. So we need a knight on the home front. Hit him. Alright, good job, Scout. Get down there and bail out the base. Good job, and Archer take the shot. Alright, our base did get hit, but we're looking just a little bit better now. Well, let's see. What else? Another scout. Let's do it, another scout, sure. Alright, so more soldiers. They got a scout coming in as well. Probably want to trade scouts here. Let's get the knight right there. Let's pull in the healer. Let's get that top up. Let's get the scout in there. Yeah, just a few hiccups. Like I said, I'm not sure if it's my iPad or a known issue with the game. Most likely my iPad. It's pretty old. Yep. So I do apologize for that, of course. Right, he's got a lot of archers. This is where our scouts can certainly shine. It's a good trade. Go all the way up there with the scout. We can assault the archers next turn, maybe. Alright, so comes in, takes out the scout. You knew he would. Here comes in the knights. I mean, we gotta take this. He just gave us a free knight. Bam. Alright, nice. And get in there on the archers. Wow, he's got 3 archers. Just keeps making them.
Yep.
Knight, I need you to defend this position. Good job. So I could summon a scout and move it. I could move in my archer a little bit. Could also move back my healer and just be safer with them. I'm on board with that. Let's summon in another scout. Alright, so the archer does get in range.
Uh-huh.
Let's move you in. Take the shot. Bam. Alright, nice. Let's go scout up this way. I just want to keep flooding the top lane with scouts if he keeps training archers. Makes sense to me anyways. Bam. So let's train another scout up here. I mean, it's a good trade, man. You take 1 mana for 3 mana. All day. Let's get a soldier in place. End the turn there. And get him fortified. So our archer goes down. That's not good. Let's take out their scouts. So if we go soldier here, strike him down. Bam. I think I probably want to get another soldier. Right there, and then bump our healer back again. I think my scout's gonna get wrecked. Goes for the base attack. I mean, it's there. In fact, we might be looking at the end. Yeah, we are. Well, you got to give it to the AI in that one, for sure. You definitely do. They did a pretty good job. And I mean, so we played 3 matches, right? And I think one of the things we're noticing is, I mean, the push and pull is real in this game, right? It's not really a game where you dominate, right? You mass up a force and you just push them forward and dominate. Instead, it feels a whole lot different, right? It's a lot more strategic. You really have to carefully think through every single move, every single turn. You want to make sure that you're making good trades, right? You're not just sacrificing units. The fog of war is real in this as well, right? Units do lurk in the fog, and it's hard to detect if your, say, archer is being threatened or not. I think mana management is very, very important, right? You got to keep in mind that moving and attacking each require 1 mana. And of course, killing a unit does restore mana for you, so maybe it's a good strategy to sort of try to kill units to get the mana back and to swing the mana advantage in your favor. And then you can mass more units onto the field. I mean, what I learned is you can take a bunch of different approaches in combat, that is for absolute certain. Which one is the best? I think we're still kind of experimenting. But I've got a tournament to get ready for, folks, in about 5 minutes here. So wish your boy luck, and of course, tune into the second video to see how I did. If this game looks fun to you and you want to try it out for yourself, then, why not help out the channel in the process as well? Completely free to play and completely free to download as well. So I'm going to get ready for this tournament, my friends, but thanks for spending some time on the channel. I do appreciate it. Thank you to the video sponsor as well. I do appreciate it, and I'll be catching you in the next one. Thanks a lot.